Hey everybody, so this is going to be another Yuri's Revenge game, and it's going to be on a small map called Dune Patrol. So we're going to be fighting on the dunes today, and so this is a good map. It's a small map. I don't want to say it's like an average map. It's kind of like a, very big and very small maps aren't a normal map, but a lot of people like to play these maps because the games are shorter and sometimes they're fun, and you could kind of, test out your fighting ability versus them at a close range, and it's kind of a good game. But I mean, saying like an average map, like Country String, I would say it's more like an average map. Or Heartland, those I kind of think the normal map's a little bit better overall, but this is actually a very good map too, because it's, especially versus when you're versus Soul in this map, sometimes it's a little bit annoying. It's definitely not normal because it's an MCV Soul map, and sometimes that's not like a normal game, and you don't get to kind of do everything you usually do in a normal game. So anyway, I'm gonna scout with 2 dogs and 2 GIs for any scout. But I actually seen just 1 GI happening before, and just 1 GI sometimes doesn't anti-scout the brute. But then you want to kind of save as much money as possible. So 2 GIs do anti-scout very well, but they're not as good because you're wasting an extra $200 or $400. But whatever, that's just not something you really need to know if you're just trying to learn the basics. Okay, so this thing I was actually trying to do a harass with this Guardian GI. I thought he was gonna make lasher tanks first because the one game I played versus him or something, he didn't make enough lashers, and then actually Sonny's trying to train him. So Sonny, this is actually Sonny's student right now, but Sonny actually trained me 5 years ago. So, and I think he might be the best Yuri right now. There's no really way of proving it for sure, but of all the other Yuris, he probably beats most people. There's a couple people that are close, but I don't know really. It's not really official, but he's one of the best Yuris. So, but this guy is just a student, so he's trying to train him. Now, see, making that Guardian IVs actually, it can't do anything versus an automag. He's automagging me. I'm like, son of a bitch, he might kill me. I'm actually thinking, this guy might kill me because if I would have had 1 extra grizzly tank right there, it would have made a hell of a difference. I could have actually won that fight right there. And another thing is, when you're going against a good allies, don't expect the automag to work. You could bring in a brute, save your scout brute, use that. You could also do a lot of things, like Yuri clones, or even go all in with the automag. This is kind of what he's doing right now. It's an automag, but it's not an all-in automag. It's more of he's going to make a battle lab later. That's the build order he's doing. But he's trying to. He might make a Yuri clone 1 or 2, but it's kind of automag, but as I already said, not a super a maximum intensity automag. But if you're doing maximum intensity automag, you could lose the game if it doesn't work, and you had to really know how to do it well. So here we go. I'm gonna save my power drops, and I'm actually a little bit behind. I'm a little bit behind because of the fact that I made the IIV instead of grizzly tanks. You gotta go pure grizzly tanks versus pure gats and mags. So I'm having a little trouble right now. So I gotta use my plane as well as possible. Either shoot the Yuri clone or shoot the magnetrons. Now it's looking like I'm in trouble. So I'm like, son of a bitch. This guy might actually kill me. So I'm gonna have to go on hard defense mode. Don't want him to grab one of my miners. That would make the situation even worse. But can he actually kill me? It's getting to the point where every single time I get 1 more Mirage, it's going to get harder and harder for him to hurt my base. Every single Mirage more I get. Don't want to lose that plane because I needed to shoot Yuris and Gats. And Magnetrons. See, that actually turned around pretty quick. See, I used the planes, and as soon as I got quite a few Mirage tanks, 4 or 5 Mirage tanks, then it's really harder for him. He actually had a window of opportunity where I'm not saying he could have killed me, but he might have been able to kill me. Had a chance, and he didn't take the window of opportunity. Then I got 1 more Mirage tank, then a second Mirage tank, and then it's gonna be a little bit harder for him to hurt me, and then I got 5 Mirage Tanks, and then used a plane, and boom, got him. So anyway, disc is not a bad idea. Remember, if you have 2 Guardian GI IFVs or a Battle Fortress when you're versus an allies, even if it's on this map or whatever, you know, a disc might not be the best idea. Like this 1 or 2 disc is not a good idea. You better invest in your ground army, in my opinion. But a lot of players would make them anyway. So what I'm doing right now is I got these 3 IFVs. If I lose these IFVs, I'm pretty much screwed because he's gonna drain my power and he's gonna mess up my base really bad if I lose these IFVs. But I don't plan on losing those IFVs. You know what I'm saying? I don't plan on losing them. But it actually gives me an advantage to a point where I don't have to invest in a expensive Battle Fortress, and I could spend more money on getting a big Mirage Tank army. And sometimes IFVs are even better, you know, kind of in a way. Sometimes they're better because it's more units. Like a Battle Fortress, you're putting more eggs in one basket. If you lose that Battle Fortress, you're in trouble. If you lose 1 IFV, you're not in trouble because it's just 1 IFV, and you still get the Guardian J out of it. Okay, so that's big trouble. He doesn't have his base defended. That's big trouble. And see how bad it could get if you don't see a power drop. It could get really, really bad real quick. 2 war factories. That's brutalizing. And he was ahead of me at one point in the game. And now it's starting to look not ahead for him. But he's not dead. He can make another. He can still remake his war factory and keep going. Oh, Psychic Dominator. There you go. There's his chance. So he doesn't really need 2 war factories. 1 war factory is enough to win the game with the super weapons. Just deciding where I want a power drop. Versus Yuri, overall, pair dropping in your base is the best because why would you not take free infantry? Like, you could pair drop and, you know, mess everything up, but good Yuri is going to see that. And he's going to see it and he's going to stop it most of the time. Not all the time, but most of the time. And these GIs make it harder for the Yuri to do much. And by the way, if I get into a fight with him, I want to use the GIs to shoot at the Magnetrons. Because the Magnetrons actually go forward to grab one of my units. If I go ahead with the GIs, the Masterminds can't block them out because they're going to get overloaded. And then the Magnetron's going to get shot because the GIs are shooting at it. So it looks like almost like impossible for him to cut shop at this point. I got too many freaking stuff. So yeah, it gets rough. It gets rough when you versus a good allies. Yeah, good allies. It gets rough. Boom, boom, boom. He really can't. He can't do anything now. It doesn't matter what he does at this point. He could try Psychic Tower, but he's gonna go low power either way. And notice how you gotta, when you get the attack going, you gotta kind of make the attack climactic by putting in the Prism Tanks. The Prism Tanks actually kind of like, it's kind of like the final touch to the attack stance or attack mode or the attack or the Blitzkrieg or whatever you want to call it. So good game, and that's it. And Sonny's training him, so he's gonna be better pretty soon. Good game.